Why, hello everybody, hello. How are you all going this very day? I think I should just start off with the very first thing saying I apologize. I kind of made a bunch of promises, at the start of January, and then even more promises after failing to keep those promises at the start of February, and then I also failed to keep those. I've got nothing for that, if I'm completely honest. I just kind of got a lot of things happen, and despite the fact I want to properly get back into making content now. Past month, I've had a bit of time to properly get my mental back into configurations, and even though I wanted to stream more, I kind of just had nothing. But March, we're coming back to it. I'm actually going to keep my promises this time. I'm going to try and stream more often. I can't guarantee how often. There will at least be like these streams at the start of every month where I go through a collection of origins, and then I'll turn them into videos over the next month. So that's main content covered. I want to do proper mod showcases, but not like the ones I've done in the past where it's like very mid-tier in effort. I actually want to take the time to learn about a mod and actually construct a really good video for you guys. Probably won't be to the absolute levels of quality that some other mod showcases do, mainly because there's still part of me who likes a little bit of the fun aspect of it being slightly off script and having a bit of fun with it, but that is what it is. Today, it's the monthly roundup. You know what it is? 10 origins from the Origins Discord server I've picked randomly out of the past month of origins. These are the ones that have kind of piqued my interest from the month, and we're going to run through them all in this live stream, probably the next one. I don't know how many streams it's going to take, hopefully just 2, if anything, maybe 1. So, hi, how's everybody going? Who's in chat today? Let me get the chat over here so I can just, Okay, so got JC in chat from beforehand, Matt E the Melon Matt, hello, Necro System, PixelX4033, we've got Rainbow Bagel, we got Show, we got Blue Clone 18, hey, how you guys all going this very day? 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, I stumbled, I'm sorry, I totally butchered your name there, I know I did, I stuffed it. Anyway, how's your month been? Try showcasing Britannia. It's really annoying to learn, but a lot of people want to. So far, I've got a list here of things that I want to do that isn't Origins. So, I've got Applied Energistics to create thermal foundations, because those type of mods I like, but they're also very complicated, so I haven't really properly gone into it. Storage Drawers, Tinker's Construct, Agriculture 2, Alex's Mobs. I'll probably add Botania on here. In the ones that are smaller that I'll have come out throughout this month, there's Waystones, Farmers Delights, and Supplementaries. Probably. Probably everyone will want to see the create mod, if I'm completely honest. But basically the idea is that there will be a video every 2 days, and 9 times out of 10 it will be an origin showcase, ones that are taken from the streams, as you would have noticed, the Rititsu, Glimmer, and Carrion origins that came out over the past week, which are taken from the streams at the start of February. Don't ask why it took me so long to just do that. If I did that earlier, that would have been my channel 5 for the month, but this is me when it comes to me doing YouTube sometimes. I just do stupid stuff. But yeah, origins in these 2 streams will turn into videos for the remainder of the month, meaning that I can spend a good chunk of time working on the bigger videos. And yes, to those who are going to ask, Apocalypse Origins is on my radar. I just don't know when I'm actually going to start the work on it, because it's a lot. I'll get there. Trust me, I will get there. Anyway, today I've got the roundups of the I stumbled. So today I've got the monthly roundup where I go through all the origins posted in the Origins Discord server over the past month and pick 10 of the ones that stick out to me and that seem pretty interesting. And I've got 10 awesome ones for you this time round. I don't know. Steve lol. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I want to do YouTube, but over the past, I would say since August, I've just done dumb things when it comes down to it. I've been all over the place, been doing X, Y, and Z when it's just, I just need to focus in on what I enjoy, what's fun, and then what works. And then just do that. I don't need to make these high effort videos because if I'm completely honest with you guys, high effort editing videos, I am not a fan of. I don't like doing that. I like just having fun and making fun videos. But I also know that when it comes to the modding scene, that's less of a thing that a lot of people do. So it kind of makes my content seem worse in comparison a lot of the time. Especially when I'm kind of forcing it for some reason. We don't worry about that. I'm trying to do things the way I want to do them now. Yet, Apocalypse Origins will happen at some point, so yeah. What's your favorite origin ever? I don't particularly have a main one. Why is that chat? Oh, get out of here. I don't really particularly have a favorite origin. Why is that? Okay. I don't like how that looks. No. I mean, personally, I'd pick Axolotl because I like the idea of the Merling origin, but I also like the less restrictive nature of the Axolotl version of it. I don't know. Omnigazer, fair enough. So, okay, let's get this going. Ba, 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 ba. Let's get ourselves an orb. I didn't give myself the orb. And so... that was a bunch of spoilers there. So some of the shifter origin may not be working for, by the way. I tried it on a server with friends and I'm stuck as an avian. Alright, honestly. I haven't looked at that origin, sorry. So, the first origin today is the Dolphinkin origin created by the Discord user known as Cole Sands. This is a 2-impact origin. Fast, playful, aquatic people that live in the sea. Let's get into it. So, you have a high lung capacity. You only start to suffocate after 5 minutes on the water. So, of course, this is the water origin. Let's get over here. Into the water we go. Into the waters. Splash. So, yeah. So, as with dolphin things go, with dolphins, they can't breathe underwater, but they also have a good lung capacity, so they can stay underwater for very extended periods of times. As you can see, the bubbles aren't really moving much, but it does, far out, I can't English. It takes 5 minutes before you start to actually suffocate underwater. Which is, yeah. I've just lost my train of thought. I love how we're just troubleshooting in chat too now. Okay, so you're a dolphin effectively. You can suffocate underwater because you can't breathe underwater, but you have high capacity lungs, meaning that you can stay underwater for pretty long periods of times before it becomes too much of a problem. There we are. I can speak English. Who knew? Why am I so bad sometimes? Holy shit. Okay, that was just behind for some dumb reason. Hello, Ellie McDonald. How you going this very day? Daughter. Cool. There we go. Okay. Okie dokie. Snorky bokey. Now that we've done some stupid shenanigans, let's actually get into it. Carnivore. You can only eat meat. So if we go into the creative menu of food, we go in here. As you can you can show them out of fashion when I'm just like... Okay. I'm going to cycle back a little. You're going to hear me repeat myself a bit in this stream because, as I said, I'm a little bit out of it because it has been a good while since I last properly did anything. So let's try again. So, you got high lung capacity. You only start to suffocate after 5 minutes underwater. Basically speaking, you've got water breathing potion effects for about 5 minutes before you actually start to suffocate underwater. Which means you can just spend a very long period of time underwater. It's not like you can spend a permanent period of time, but it's enough that you don't have to worry too much. And all you need to do is get some form of magma block, if I can find one down here. Oh yeah, all you need to do is get some form of magma block, go into it, and... oh, it doesn't reset it. So that doesn't reset the ability, but in order to reset the actual cooldown of this effect, we have to find a way back to the surface, I'm assuming. And if we go out of water, go back in, it's back now to being reset. So it won't reset by giving yourself air bubbles underwater. It will only ever reset this timer if you hit the surface world, which is definitely a very interesting thing there. I don't know if that was meant to be a quirk that's a part of this, or whether that's just something that happened because of how it was all programmed, but it's something to keep in mind. That going into these water bubble columns underwater will not reset this water breathing effect. It will still keep going at the current rate that it's going. It will only actually reset if you hit the surface. Cool. I can speak. It's a miracle. What is your favorite custom origin? As I said, I like water origins. I should do that so I don't get killed while I'm down here. But like, I like water-based origins because I like the whole change of just living your entire life underwater. And I think my favorite variation of it's the Axolotl, because it's effectively just a Merling with some slight tweaks that doesn't badly change the game, because it allows you to still breathe underwater perfectly fine, but doesn't murder your ability to do anything on the surface world. Carnivore, you can only eat meat. Pretty simple explanation here. If we just go to creative mode here and look at the foods, as you can see, anything that is not a meat is disabled from your eat ability. Though, is cake a part of the equation? Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. We got up here, let's do this. It looks like you can still eat cake perfectly fine. That's pretty neat. Next, you have fast swimmer. You swim incredibly quickly. Fast swimmer. You can swim incredibly quickly. English. Do I speak it? Apparently not. So as you can see, just simply moving around, it's... okay, that is me. Wait, okay, let's go to survival mode so I don't have the flying ability. So as you can see, we move at a pretty steady pace when we're not even sprinting. We go into swim mode. You can now swim pretty fast. I would say this is kind of the same. This might be the same. No, it'd be slightly slower pace than Dolphin's Grace on top of your normal speed. When you get Dolphin's Grace, though, from another dolphin, you zippity zip like a madman. But yeah, your swimming speed is pretty decent to start off with, and as I said, Dolphin's Grace adds on to it, makes it stupid. But I imagine that'd be hard to code. Yeah, it probably would be. I mean, the closest origin that we've gotten close to that type of thing is probably the Sands origin, where it slightly teleports you after you take the damage, and it just doesn't count the damage. I don't know. Grant of Grace. You can right-click on an entity to give them 30 seconds of Dolphin's Grace. I'm surprised there's no permanent Dolphin's Grace since you're actually a Dolphinkin. Well, you know, I don't think dolphins have Dolphin's Grace permanently in Minecraft either. Like what? If we right-click on him, yeah, now the dolphin has Dolphin's Grace. Yeah, the dolphin's definitely noticeably a bit faster than before as well. Because like, it looks like dolphins in Minecraft don't also have Dolphin's Grace. Wait, is this just an ability you can spam at any time? Hold on. If I go over here to this thing, spam it onto the squid, spam it onto this squid. There are some noticeable speed increases. I need to find that drowned. Where's the drowned hiding? Maybe I should just summon one. Bong, bing, bong. Right, touche. Kinda makes sense. Which one? Blue clone. Oh. As someone who coded one of the origins you've ever been on a stream, yeah, a few people have been. So if we right click the drown, oh yeah, the drown's moving a bit fast. That's so stupid. Just imagine just doing this. So it's upcoming soon. What's it called? That's spoilers territory, my friend. You have to wait patiently for it. So yeah, you can just give Dolphin's Grace to anyone. The ability will last 30 seconds and you can literally just spam it on them. Like, there's no cooldown to this ability. You just right click, which you may think that might be a touch overpowered, but when it comes down to it, dolphins literally spam it on you consistently. If you're always around a dolphin, the dolphin's continuously giving you Dolphin's Grace over and over again. So it kind of makes sense why it doesn't really have a cooldown. Because whenever you're surrounding a dolphin in Minecraft, it's continuously giving you a rebirth of Dolphin's Grace over and over again with no form of cooldown. Which, you can just do it to another mob yourself. Have you thought about finding an origin that fuses two, like Enderian and Merling? There is a thing called Hybrid Origins, which adds a second class layer. A class layer which just has like half the abilities and disadvantages of each baseline origin, but I don't think there is an actual origin fuser. At least, not what I've seen. There probably could be somewhere, but I haven't properly seen it, so yeah. Tail launch. You can use your tail to spring yourself forwards. Activate with this as your primary ability. Okay, so we press G. Oh yeah, it's just like a nice little burst of speed underwater. And you can use it to just bounce out of the water. That's cool. Boing! Splash. Boing! Ow. Does this ability work outside of water? No, this ability will not. So this ability will not work when you're outside of water. If you're touching water though, you can immediately just hit it. Wait, does this take off of a Riptide? Trident? Wait. Does this ability mimic the effects of a Riptide Trident? Is that why it works the way it does? Hold on. So if we get weather, rain, and then we hit the surface over here, can I still hit the ability? Yes, yes you can. That's cool. That actually is cool. It takes it from the Riptide, so if it's raining, you can just activate this ability. Regardless of whether you're touching water or not, because it technically counts as rain. Nice. Pretty cool. Hydra is a mess of spaghetti code to begin with. Yeah, part I guess you could execute can be by getting the random value would be in hard part. Oh, okay. I wasn't paying enough attention, so I missed out on this chat. So let's clear the weather, and obviously need to time set a day and get some daylight back into these businesses. And we move on to the next ability. You've got Sunburn. You get weakness when directly exposed to the sun. So, nah, bouncing off of droplets is crazy. As I said, it literally is yoinking the Riptide ability. The Riptide Trident's ability effects to do that. Which is why it makes sense that it only works in water, but also can function in rain regardless of that. It doesn't yoink Riptide? That's interesting then. I wonder why it's... Huh. I mean, granted, I'm not a person who will look at code. I'm just assuming based on how abilities work, because there's no way to replicate the Trident's abilities. I wonder how it does that then. So that rain works. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it's not using Riptide. It literally is just how the ability works, and it's been coded to work in the rain too. Huh. May just be a launch that allows you to do that whenever you're in water or in rain specifically. Yeah, it probably is just that, and I'm just an idiot. Granted, that's what this always is. I'm an idiot who is just oaring over origins. Okay, we need to get... So, you have this little bar of the sun. This will only ever be ticking up when you're exposed to the sunlight. So if we set to midnight, this shouldn't be going up. Yeah, so only if you're in sunlight, this will go up. If it's not in sunlight, it won't go up. So if we put it back to time, set, day again. So when you're directly exposed to sunlight, this bar will be creeping up. Not really that slowly, but it's creeping up. So if we just wait a few moments for it to fill up whilst we're exposed to the sun. Don't look at the sun, it's going to burn your eyes. Why do I suddenly want an origin to annoy people, like when you hit them, their ability is a temporary switch with another origin, random origins? That is, why would you do such a thing? So far it doesn't look like it gives you any form of effects over time whilst you're out of it. I'm assuming it will only actually affect you once you reach peak. So at the next bar, still nothing. And then now we max out. We start burning in the day. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that was... We're still pretty bright. We need to get in water. Okay, that's interesting. Wait. You get weakness when directly exposed to the sun. Maybe it's a... You do get the weakness debuff, but it doesn't actually show here. Which... Maybe that is how it goes? I don't know. I think the best way to test is to get ourselves a sword and the age-old husk. So with no effects on me, 5, 6, 6, dead. If we go out here and we do that, 5, 6, 6, dead. 5, 6, 6, dead. Huh? Maybe it doesn't work like that? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be... I don't seem to be getting weak with my ability to do damage as this bar goes up. I'm still doing the same amount of damage. Maybe the weakness is in effect is referencing you'll just start to burn up in the daylight over time. Because yeah, we've got an almost full bar and it's still yet to really decrease the amount of damage I output. 5, 6, 6, and dead. What if it gets to max? Does that give us weakness then? 5, 6, 6, dead. Oh. I guess weakness in this case means vulnerability. Yeah, I would assume that. I assume when they say weakness, they rather mean that you'll be weakened by the sun to the point where you'll start to burn up through the daylight. That's what I'm assuming they're probably referencing here, seeing as there's no actual damage decrease or increase in that retrospect. Unsteady gait. You move unsteadily on land. Hold on. If we go to... I accidentally took a screenshot. That's lightning. Good to know. I wonder what it means by you move unsteadily on land. Maybe it's because I don't have viewer bobbing. Let me just, that'd be in here somewhere. Wait, do I have? Oh no, I had it enabled. I should go to the origin, but my attention span is buzz off. My attention span wouldn't allow me to. Fair enough. Yes, I mean, it probably doesn't help me that the weather is doing its thing and being annoying, Get out of here. We don't want you, rain. So if we start moving around... Yo! Movement speed penalty is negative 10%. You know, that makes sense why you don't notice much of a difference. Hold on. Okay, I can see. Like, by really just hyper-analyzing that, yeah, I can see that speed slight decrease. But when it comes down to it, you can just jump sprint to avoid it. To Xeon, is there a penalty for air movement as well, or is it just only affecting your normal walking and running speeds? Because I can definitely feel, like, actually taking a moment to pay attention to it, I can see the notable decrease. But when you sprint jump, it is pretty much non-existent. What if we walk? Feels slightly slower. But yeah, the speed decrease doesn't seem to really be that much. According to the person who's looking in the code right now, it's apparently around 10% decrease, and it affects you whenever you're not submerged in water. So it affects you all the time on land. So really, it's a small amount of decrease. It's not going to be something that will hyper affect you too much unless you're doing things such as parkour. That's probably when you'll pick up on your slightly decreased momentum, because it's not really that different. It just seems to feel... It may feel slightly lower. Speed decrease isn't really too much to be concerned about, to be honest. Next, we've got deep vision. You can see clearly while underwater. I mean, I think the best way to describe it is you can see it when... So... If we go back to third person, you can, if you pay attention to the lighting around, you can see it brighten up whenever I go into the water. Like, you can see it not just in the water, but everywhere gets an increase of vision outside of the water. And this is a ability you can turn off. I mean, I've got a question. Why would you turn this off? Why would you turn off this vision? Actually, there might be certain circumstances where... There might be a circumstance where you would want this off. I don't know, though. I don't know why you would turn it off, because it literally just means you can see in the water pretty damn well, and it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat, so yeah. I mean, you just got better vision underwater. And it affects your vision entirely, so if you're underwater, you can still see very better for everything else. It just... I mean, it is what it is. Night vision. Really. Yeah, I know the toggled visions and the merling. I'm just curious in why it's a thing, to be completely honest. Just look at the documentation. Steal code from good coders. Whoa. What's dark? If you go into the Origins Discord server, there is literally like tons of documentation made by the community. Like, to the point that if I was willing to put the time into it, I could legitimately figure out how to create Origins myself. Like, it's not that difficult, especially considering that from what I remember being told by someone else, it was a while ago, so I might be wrong on this quote. Coding for JSON, which is what's used for data packs, is not anywhere near as difficult as coding for Java for mods and stuff along those lines. So honestly, there's a lot of information out there if you really want to learn. So can I just post on my own Origin ideas? There is a chat for Origin ideas you could post in there. Someone may make your idea into an actual Origin if they're feeling inspired, but at the same time, that's not really that common. Anyway, Mob Origin Elder Guard is unironically... Mob Origin's Guardians in general can't breathe on land. I don't understand it. I made one of the upcoming Origins in this video, and I have next to no experience with coding. They're too OP to be honest. What do you mean by OP though? Like, does it just mean that you're powerful for PvP purposes? Because if I'm completely honest, that's fine. It's just not something you'd use for PvP purposes. Anyway, aquatic arms, you break block on the water as easily as on land. It's basically aqua affinity. It just allows you to... That's not a really good representation. Using a bare hand on a... Let's get an iron pick. As you can see, you break blocks normally. When you're floating... Oh, it even works when you're floating. Sometimes they don't quite get that right. Because the floating is also its own indication as well. It's very weird. But yeah, you've just got normal mining speed at all times. Pretty neat. There's not much more there. You can freeze your entire surroundings for 50 seconds at the 3-minute cooldown. That's one of them. I mean, it's just literally just... it's literally just as simple as just tinkering with your cooldowns and ability timers to just makes them less stupidly overdone. I don't know. Spent an hour a week ago just figuring out how Origin JSON works, and speaking from someone who knows how Java works, it's simple but annoying. Yeah, it's very unintuitive sometimes. Yeah, pretty much it's exactly what it is. Singing in water is interesting, but I ain't complaining. Yeah. Are there any origins that control time a bit? I know Time Warden is one that exists that can allow you some very interesting things. I haven't kept up with what's changed over the year and a bit since I last actually did anything with it, but it definitely exists. So, it's raining again. What is this? Weather? What is this weather nonsense? I should actually put a timer on it so it doesn't just keep going out of it whenever it wants to. I love these shaders, by the way. All these clouds form. It darkens everything up a lot. It's neato. And we go back to daytime. Anyway, we go down to the next origin. I personally like the reworked version, but I stopped time on my tiny friend. He got big, so I think it's weird with Pinnaku. I use the MGZ Origin Creator for everything. It still takes a little Minecraft know-how, but I've used it for all my packs. Fair enough. So, the next one is an origin called the Faker Origin, created by the Discord user known as Pixel. This is a multi-stage origin. You first have the human origin. The human ? This is a single impact origin. Entity 827, also known as the Faker Homicidal Shapeshifter, and the humanoid monstrosity is a class 6 entity. These entities take the form of ordinary humans with albeit slightly different traits. They are known to be friendly and almost human-like in their human guises, but once it reaches night, they'll turn into horrible beasts with great strength and speed and bloodlust. They usually kill anything in their path and eat them, and return to normal once day breaks. Let's pick it. I can already see, like, you got a slight tone to you. Just a slight tone to your origin. Just a bit of a tone. I like that. It's a subtle. Anyway, into the abilities. Unmask. Using your primary key, you can become your true form. I said that like that had more. Using your primary key, you can become your true form. This has a 10-second cooldown. Oh boy. Oh boy, you big boy. And then yeah, you got the Faker here. And then, of course, your primary ability on the Faker origin. I've got to really think about this. So, of course, we'll get to the Faker origin itself after we go through the human variation. So, you can use your primary ability to switch between forms pretty often. But you can just switch between the forms, no problems. I do believe there's meant to be a 10-second cooldown attached there. But that's whatever. That's fine. Honestly, oh well. I'm so unorganized with this one. Okay. Power Rush. This is your secondary ability. Though this form is limiting, you can still access some of your power in this weakened state. You can give yourself a speed boost for 8 seconds. This has a 20-second cooldown. So, we press this ability. You get speed 3, jump boost 2, and resist. Actually, that would... You know, I should probably just do this. Okay, so permanently you have speed and resistance 1. I almost passed one if we could use it in a video. Is that broski? Man, that's always a weird thing to hear, you know? Like, the fact that to some people, I am considered like that type of person. That's... I've got none, man. I'm sorry. I got no... Wonder how to figure a model for the fakest monstrous form be if it's possible to make it that way. I don't know. I've been suggested by a few people to use the figure of models things for videos, but at the same time, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll give a good think about it. Okay. Back to it. Okay. Ooh. I'm just sorry. I'm all over the place. Next, we got Power Rush, your secondary ability. Though this form is limiting, you can still access some of your power in this weakness state. You can give yourself a speed boost for around 8 seconds. This has a 20-second cooldown. So, without it, you got a basic speed and resistance. Whenever you do press your secondary ability, you'll be given access to speed 2 instead of speed 1. So, if we use that, we can move around a lot quicker, which is pretty neat. But that speed buff is only available for around 8 seconds before it removes itself, which is a pretty neat feature. Someone made a 𝓽𝓱𝓲𝓰 origin. Fair enough. Adapted. You've gotten somewhat used to being in this form for most of your life. It allows you to take a few small perks from your true form. You have permanent speed 1, resistance 1, and 2 extra hearts. So we can already see the speed and resistance. If we go to survival mode, you have 12 hearts instead of the usual 10. Which is, well, interesting to say the least. You may look like a normal human on the surface, but in true form, you're not. Also, I love watching the copper slowly just do its thing. Actually, no, that is what it always looks. That is corroding, isn't it? No, I'm just an idiot. Fair enough. There. That's how we watch this video age. Do it. Hope you like it, Miss Grisette. It's still one origin I'm truly proud of. Fair enough. Well, so far so good. Just observation would be OP as it is. Yeah. Oh well, if some origins are slightly overpowered, it's just like, don't take it to a multiplayer setting. As long as it's not overpowered in the way it gives... If it's not overpowered in the way that it gives you creative mode based abilities where you can fly, you can... Well, fly is the big one and immunity is like the big ones that you probably shouldn't do. Anything else is fine. Like, genuinely speaking, an OP origin is only what you would consider something that truly breaks survival Minecraft and turns it from being survival Minecraft to not so much survival Minecraft. You mean like the Homelander origin one you did? Yeah, pretty much. That's a definition of that breaks survival. Like, if the origin doesn't break survival, then I don't consider it to matter too much then. Yeah, like you can have origins go in whatever direction you want, whether they be OP or whether they be like whether they drastically hurt the playthrough, as long as it doesn't make it unenjoyable, really. What's your favorite origin? Doesn't matter if it's one you made a video on or not. My personal favorite's the Neptunian origin. I like I like water origins. Like, as I've probably said many different times, it's Axolotl. Axolotl tends to be the one I like a lot because it's just neat. It takes the aspects I like about the Merling origin and makes it so that you can actually live on land for extended periods of time with a different quirk to that instead. So we get back to it. Weapons Master. Though weapons aren't usually your thing, you've learned how to use them to their fullest extent. You have heightened attack speed and unarmed attack damage. Whoa. Okay. So... wow, you actually... that's... I think that's a notable... actually, best way to check. One. Yeah, that is like... instead of doing like 1 damage and 2 damage on a... 1 to 2 damage on a crit, you now do 2 to 3 damage on a normal hit and about 5 on a crit. Pretty interesting. Like, yeah. Boom. That's... I mean, that's not gonna be something that drastically changes how you play the game, because you're still going to be better off getting a weapon very quickly to make advantage of the other ability. For example, the attack speed. As you can... are they normally like that? I don't think these have changed because I'm in the origin I'm in. Yeah, no, that's just normal. So, with this origin, if you go with this... okay, let's just think about this. 1, 2, 3. And then if we go back to human. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is a definite increase in actual pace there. I don't know my turtle origin is for aquatic jam as I listen in. Fair enough. That sounds so stupid, it's good. The Rick Astley origin. Another guy who used to create origins made a Rick Astley origin a long ass time ago. I do think though the download got lost to that because... no, that would have just been on mine when I used to put them on Mediafire. Don't ask me why I used to do that. I used to make them easier. But someone did make a Rick Astley origin a long ass time ago. Back in like 2021. Search on the Discord server. Hopefully it's there somewhere. May not be anymore though. Might have been lost. Like it might have just been lost to time. Thought process. So it does seem like you have a noticeable increase in your actual attack speed. It's nothing major. It's definitely useful when it comes out to any form of axe using, because axes tend to do a lot of damage. With a slightly increased attack speed that makes it so you can use them faster, it makes that axe damage far more potent and usable, because you're not going to have to sit there for a few moments to actually use your next attack. Power the Black Sun. The Black Sun may mean nothing to humans, but to you, it is your god, your savior. It grants you a small boost in power, granting you Strength 1 and Haste 1. What does it mean by this? Strength 1 and Haste 1 at 9. Oh, so we go time, set, night. We're still the human. Cool. But now we've got, we've now got strength and haste on top of the resistance and speed we had before. So if we just get ourselves an Everite pickaxe, we can now mine at a pretty reasonable pace, which is pretty cool. If we get out here and give an enchant on me with efficiency of 5, we can nearly instant mine. Honestly, Haste 1 is neat, but I honestly don't... if you're going to get haste, you may as well go to 2, is kind of how I've always thought of it. Because haste 1 doesn't drastically do much. Like, if we go back to day, yeah, it's still almost instantaneous breaking. Though, it is definitely something that will be more noticeable in the earlier game. Like, at the more earlier stages of the game, having that haste at nighttime is definitely going to be a lot more noticeable. When you're at the end game, having haste 1 and not having haste 1 is pretty much a not really matter much moment. But it's still pretty useful to say the least. Like, actually, if we get ourselves a different pickaxe, let's say we get ourselves a stone and an iron pickaxe. So at daytime, I'm in creative mode. So daytime, that's your speed. If we flick it to nighttime, it's slightly faster. Haste 1, as I said, doesn't make a massive difference, but it's still pretty good. No, I missed so much. You can always rewind, or you could watch the rest of it live and then watch the first bit after it's finished. You take a choice with what you want to do. If we adapted weapons master, not what you seem to be. Your skin is slightly darker, a trait shared by your species. I mean, it's like a very, I would say probably an opacity of 10-25% of black on you effectively. That's probably not exactly what it's done, how it's done, but that's what it feels like. You've got a slight bit of, you got a black layer put over the top of your skin that is very transparent. Like, it's barely visible. It's definitely noticeable that you're a little darker than normal, though. We take a bit of a scroll, a little bit of a scroll. Insomniac, you find no need to sleep as you hunt at night. I mean, if we get ourselves a bed over here, and we just right click, no, it just tells you no. If we go time, set, night, no, you can't even set your spawn here. Like, that definitely doesn't set your spawn. Also, can I just say, can someone make it so, with these type of abilities, I just want one person to make it so that if you try to use a bed, when you're specifically told you can't sleep, that the bed instead implodes. That would be funny. Because I feel like that, I don't know why it's not been done yet. It's like, legitimately, you're not allowed to use a bed. Why do you keep using it? You should, an Origin should just punish someone for using a bed. Just make it explode. That would be funny as all hell. Because it'd be dumb. Time, set, day. I like the daytime. Perfect meal, you can only eat meat no matter what. Same as always, you can see in the food mood you can only eat any form of meat, and non-meats are inedible, which includes golden apples. Hold on, the old age test. Yeah, you can still consume cake. Cake, let's go. I can't eat it right now because my hunger's full, but cake. Oh yeah, I just ate that cake and got hunger. Whoop. The bed explosion would be funny, but it might not be possible. Actually, maybe summon TNT could work. Wouldn't you be... Actually, I don't know how possible that would be. Wouldn't you be able to steal the effect that happens when you right-click on a... what's it called? Because there is something in the overworld that implodes if you try to use it in the overworld. Like, why not... Is there any way to yoink it off of the... respawn anchor? You need... Is it glowstone dust? No, it's glowstone blocks, isn't it? Because if you... Yeah, that. We're still only on the second origin. Because Because I feel like that'd just be funny. Like, you try to use a bed in the overworld, bonk. Punish. Alright. And then starved. You get hungry slightly faster. Let's see. So with typical sprint jumping, I don't have apple skin on. I mean, that is definitely noticeably faster. Like, I'll fill up my saturation a little bit with cake. And we'll watch it burn through the saturation at a interesting rate. Yep, there it is. Saturation's gone. Now it should just start. Yep, there's another bit. And then, yep, there's another one. Yeah, that is a pretty noticeable increase in speed. It's not like crazy fast, but it's definitely fast enough that you're going to have to manage it a lot more. Respawn anchor. Heck. But now, the fun part. We go to the big boy. So this is the Faker, a variant of this origin. This is the 3 impact origin. While Fakers have a human form, it is merely a disguise of their true form. When in this form, a Faker has incredible strength and speed and intelligence beyond human limits. They know more than we do and use this advantage to hunt down everything in their path. However, they have an extreme weakness to fire. Masquerade, your primary ability, this is just allows you to revert back into your human form. It is what it is. Feed off their fear, your secondary ability. Your secondary activates your ability to sense and manipulate of fear of those around you, affecting those with a 25 block radius with glowing, weakness to, slowness to, and blindness a 45-second cooldown. That is whoa. Wow, wow. Wow. Bonk. So if we press this. The zombie can't do anything when he's so slow. My god, I hurt. I hit like a truck. Bonk. I'm not gonna lie, you're an underrated YouTuber. I hope you can get more subs soon. I mean, I think it's cool that you consider me to be an underrated YouTuber, even though I would say having 50,000 subscribers is not really underrated. It's kind of, oh yeah, you have some popularity to you. It's not much. It's something. I miss where was that? I miss Saturn too, though. Yeah. That was, yeah. Saturn. Man. Origins is just underrated. No, I think Origins, the mod itself, isn't underrated. I mean, that mod's got almost 10 million downloads at this point, which is pretty decent for a Fabric mod. I think it's less that a lot of people don't really participate in the Origins community. It's like they play the mod and that's it. They don't go any further. Which is, yeah. Have you thought to make an Origins series? Yeah, I have tried on multiple occasions. A, they don't seem to perform well. Maybe because B, I don't tend to enjoy them too much at this point in time. Hopefully that can change soon, though. Hopefully. I don't know. It is what it is. Oh my god, my hunger gone. Okay, back to it. Back to the abilities. Actually, yeah, we'll go on through the secondary ability. Bonk. Should have 64 of these, so I don't run out of them. So if we spawn ourselves a husk over here, then we press our secondary ability. He has slowness. Look at him. He's trying to keep up with us. Buddy oh pow over here, buddy. And he does no damage. Granted, we've got a lot of defense. But he's also got weakness, so he can't do anything. But boop, boop. Bye-bye, zombie. You had your fun. Maybe you haven't found the right people to join you. It's less that I haven't found the right people to join me, more that I myself has kind of been a little bit in a mixed state when it comes to survival Minecraft. Because if I'm completely honest, I have not played a proper round of survival Minecraft that has lasted more than like a month in like actually me attempting to play it, or has gotten to a good stage in the late game of Minecraft since like 2020, if I'm completely honest. I want to, and I do think some point soon I'll actually be able to do it. It's just I just don't, I just haven't really found any joy in it, because I'm not really a fan of the early game of Minecraft sometimes. I like just getting straight to the fun stuff in the later game. I don't know. I'm weird. Also, the original still exists, I think. You should do an Origins survival server like 3 friends or something. Intended. Some point. Second form used to be a lot less powerful, but it's still strong on its own. I tried to make it a lot more accurate to its lore, and I made it stronger, so V3 is quite OP. The guy who literally dominates everyone in the series. Yeah. I mean, compared to most Minecraft content, I feel like you need to be very popular for a survival playthrough to be successful. Because maybe you should be the guy who dominates the series because you literally know Origins better than everyone. I mean, maybe, I don't know. That is something that will come to fruition when it's time. It's like, I'll get into playing it when I want to play it. What's your favorite type of bread? I don't eat bread. How about that? Says the ability. Unkillable. You're an extremely powerful being with the ability to kill anything that tries to get in your way. You have a plus 14 unarmed damage, 15 armor bars. Holy crap. 8+ hearts, resistance 2. So not only do you have a stupid amount of armor, you also have got resistance 2 and fall damage immunity. Whoa. Wow. Well, try fighting a Ravager or something No, not a Ravager. That's just too easy. With an origin of this type of tanking magnitude, it's time to get the big boy. What? Boy. Just drawing. What origin is this? This is the Faker origin in his full form. That's funny. That is. Look at that little warden over there. Look at him over there doing his thing. Little does he know I'm Mr. Can tank the ever-living hell out of that boy. I did 100 damage to him by just simply hitting him with my fist. I'll fight you! Fight me! Oh, this is actually dumb. I love it. I love how dumb this is. I'm back! Slow down. Oh my god! When he's got weakness, he does absolutely nothing. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's wow. I think my reaction alone just shows how I feel. Oh, that's... Put that away. Custom Origins is over, guys. I'm ending this. Oh, that's just too good. That's too good. I love that. That's just too good. Okay, slender body. Your slender body allows you to have longer reach and more jump height. Okay. You have jump boost 2, which means you can jump up 2 blocks. Cool beans. Also, how far does this reach? Look at my man's reach. How far is this reach? That's a pretty big reach, actually. Like what? Whew. I'm still in awe of that. So if we do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can reach about 10 blocks away from you. That's pretty wild. Yeah. Wow. He's tall and lanky, and he's also super goddamn buffed out with roids all the way to heaven. That's just good God. Endearing ain't got nothing against you, bro. Darkened eyes. Your pupils are extremely dark, allowing you to see better in the dark. Oh look, we got a slight bit of night vision. I mean, up there we are. We have night vision now. We can see. Look at that go. Fake it from that one F and F. Oh, for real. Look, maybe, I don't know the lore of this character, but maybe, like, considering your eyes are darkened to allow you to see better at night, maybe there should be just one little thing where if you look directly towards the sun, it burns your eyes. Because, you know, your eyes are made to be at nighttime, but I don't know. But good Lord, Jesus. Second form would have had a scrapped ability that dealt true damage at the wither effect speed for 8 seconds. Yeah, okay, fair enough. We don't talk about that then. This is not as overpowered as it could be. Antimatter immunity. The black sun is mainly antimatter, leading you to have a natural immunity to it. This allows you to be safe from the void and the harming potion effect. Why would you want to be safe from the void, though? Love to be able to mimic players' voices with this origin. Maybe we can use it for a mob, but I don't know what to use. So if we go down here... Okay, and if we go to survival mode. I don't know about you, but why would you want to be immune to the void? Because if you fall into the void in the end dimension... Whoa. Oh no, you've just fallen so far that the That's hilarious. So you're just gonna keep falling? Yeah, pretty much. So don't fall into the avoid in the end dimension. It will literally just mean that game's gone. Soft locked. Maybe just have it so that after you fall about 1,000 blocks, it will just teleport you to like 300 blocks into the air. Like to a Z, it's a Z or Y, it's a Y. To a Y of 300, so then you just start floating back down to the world. That's like probably something I would do. Just to have it as a safe gate. Just in case, you know? Because otherwise that does just soft lock this map, if I'm completely honest. Anyway. Now. That did say... I just... Instant damage. Took instant damage. Burp. Imagine you're toward the surface of over and die. You have 4 damage immunity, remember? This origin has 4 damage immunity, so it's not really a thing. Anyway. Intimidating size. You're 4 blocks tall, a towering size. I mean, you big boy. Big boy be big. Monstrous appearance. You're just as dark as your human form. Nothing more really there. You're just dark man. Wait. Half pacifist. You don't like to fight often, but you will when it comes down to it. Your fists are powerful, making you see no use for weapons. I mean, considering you do effectively 14 damage per fist hit, you don't need a sword. Like, you legitimately don't need one. Like, why would you use a sword or an axe when it don't deal as much damage as... Like, what? Oh, you can't even use it! That's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. I like that. You're really emphasizing the whole, why would you use a weapon when you can do so much damage with your fist? Love the reactions to the pros and the cons. It will just balance it. Like, I love that. It's just like you're telling it's like, oh yeah, you can do so much damage in your fist. Why would you use a weapon? What are you doing? Why would you use weapon? Weapon you just don't need. That's so stupid. Can't you just one-shot most mobs with a strength 2 effect? Yeah, effectively. Effectively. Pretty much can. Fresh kill. You can only eat and heal from hitting enemies. Oh, so if we go to creative mode. Yeah, you legitimately just can't eat. Nothing's edible. Whoa, 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 whoa. Except for the cake, of course. You can still eat the cake. Cake is edible. What origin is this? It's the Faker origin. So whilst in theory you can't eat food, you can still eat a cake. Because of course you can. So if you punch... Wait, so if we do it here... Boink, boink. It doesn't seem to work. It doesn't seem to work there. Like, because my hunger hasn't gone up from killing. I also find it... The second form's also meant to take damage in the daytime. I wonder why that isn't working. Worked last time when I used it in V2. Well, apparently it's not functioning in V3. Lol. Burning feet. You're not burning feet. Feet. It's fate, you dumbass. Read. Burning fate. You're not killed easily, but the one weakness you have is fire, which deals 4 times the damage it should. The biggest nerf is that you're meant to disintegrate in the sun. Okay, I want to clear out my inventory there. So if we get ourselves flint steel here, just there's fire there. Bong, 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 bong. That eats your... So it does 4 times damage, but because you already have a lot of defense, it takes a bit to eat through. Let me just boink. Get a cake. Get a lava bucket because this is just dead. Heal up. I mean, I should just go back to give because they're regen for 5 seconds, but effect level 50. Whoop, bonk. Back to full health. 2, 1, and now we've got no regen. So if we just tap lava. That's a problem. You've amped up fire base damage, but the lava damage hasn't been increased. So the damage you take is where it's supposed to be. I can't find it. Lava damage doesn't count as fire damage. Yeah, I'm assuming that that would be the case. But in that case, I would probably tweak the lava damage so it also means that the lava will deal an increased amount, the 4 times damage, as well as the fire. Otherwise, you take less damage for sitting in lava than you do when you're on fire, which is... quite ironically, that's funny as hell. And then unending hunger. You exhaust at 2.25 times the normal rate. Yeah, we saw that already. It's pretty mean. Your hunger is a pretty big boy. You'll consume your hunger pretty quickly. As I say that, it's taken a while to get through the saturation layer. Which also makes sense. Let me just that should do it. That should get us through the saturation layer. So now if we run, yeah, it's dropping quick. Down, and then down. It's still not as fast as what some origins have, but it's pretty decent. Strangely, Origins documentation says that the on fire condition is also supposed to apply to lava, but it doesn't. Huh. Yeah. It'll be worked out in the end tomorrow. Maybe be able to fix it tomorrow. It's really late for me anyways. I want to see my Origin. Thank you again for reviewing, even if it's got bugs. It's fine for it to have a few bugs. It's literally... Honestly, as long as you've done the due diligence to make sure the Origin mostly functions, then it's fine. If we come across some bugs, then we come across some bugs. There's literally an origin that I was trying to make a video on about a month or two ago. Literally didn't work. They uploaded a data pack that wouldn't even give you the origin to select. It was that broke. God, my voice is hurting a little. So let's go back to the normal one. Creative mode, and then we take a look at Annex Origin. I'm hoping to get to at least 5 origins today. I don't know if I will though. So the next origin on the list is the Axolotl origin. This one is originally created by 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, but this is an adjusted / remade / reconstructed version created by Neville because Neville because 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 is not really doing much with it anymore because they don't really care about it, which is fair. But let's go. And into the water we go. So this has got a lot of different adjustments to it. The Axolotl origin is a 3 impact origin. You're adorable, you're also a highly regenerative predator, but you're still adorable. Amphibious, you're able to breathe both on water and in the land. And you can also swim a little bit faster. Imagine a pure fire origin, that's the only weakness, one of the cutest creatures. Axolotls. Room origin, so I can go to sleep too, please. Which one's your one again? I'm not good with remembering names. Lol. Oh yeah, there it is. Hydra Origin. Oh. I'll say it now. If you want to go to sleep, that will probably be in tomorrow's stream because I'm only going to go through the first 5 and that's in the second half. So I'll give you that knowledge now. That most likely won't be. Actually, I'll just say it won't be. Because I'm only going to go through 5 today. That's in the second half, so you can go to sleep if you want to. I don't want you to stay up for something that might not happen today. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, if we go to here, you have the ability to breathe on water. You can breathe on land. It is perfectly good. You don't have to worry about breathing in any way, shape, or form. Pretty neat. Emergency exit. When you would die, you instead briefly gain invisibility, speed, and massive regeneration. However, your maximum health is drastically reduced and will slowly restore itself until this ability is available again. So, Husk Boy, what you doing today? As we can see, as we're about to die, one more hit, and burn. We have invisibility, speed, form, regeneration X. Now we can run away like mad, but we now only have 1 single heart of health. And now emergency exit will now be unavailable until you have a full health bar again, which we'll pretty much see how long this takes to recharge over the time of this review section. Understandable, sounding a bit longer. I just add my 2 cents for the code stuff. Fair enough, fair enough. Sword statue. You're only 1 block tall, but have 3 less hearts than a human as a trade-off. Yeah, so you're now pretty small. The distortion is hilarious. I can't see. But yeah, you're 1 block tall, which is pretty neat. This is actually a coding change that I got someone to do for the custom Axolotl version I used in a survival world back in 2021, because I felt like it wasn't quite right that this origin was still tall. But now you can see he's now a little short man, and you have 8 hearts instead of the usual. It's 8. It's 2 or 3. You have 7 hearts instead of the usual 10, which means that you have to wait till your 7 hearts are restored before you can use emergency exit again. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit from that laughter earlier. Good lord. Oh, boy, oh boy. 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼's heckin' chunky. Cave dweller. Having evolved in the lush caves, you are adapted to underground life, but not so much for the surface. Your eyes included, making you see worse in bright light, but also being able to see better in the dark. You can also move faster and exhaust slower in pitch darkness, and are unable to sleep in overly bright light. Oh, that's an interesting ability that's been changed. So yeah, if we go to creative mode and go back on land, you can already see the effects. Like, you've got the pixelation filter, the blurriness filter, which... Oh, you cannot turn this one off. That's cool. That's good. So yeah, your vision is a little bit wacky. If we go to time... set... midnight, you can see that you get jump boost 2 and speed 3 when it's nighttime, or when you're in the dark. The Axolotl timer is an entire 30 minutes. Yeah, it's a really, really long cooldown. It also forces you to have low health for a good period of time. So in nighttime, you can move extremely fast. So when you're in the dark, you've got super speed. My god, you're slippery. This would say, I would say, is the definition of you're very slippery. Because it's like, well, boing, yoing, yoing. Boing, boing. Like, you're not slippery because you don't keep moving after your movement, but it feels slippery because of how fast you go and how much jump boost you get. Pretty good. 30 whole minutes? Yeah, the cooldown for the emergency exits are 30 whole minutes. I mean, I get it. Like, that makes sense to me because it literally allows you to avoid death. It lets you cheat death, but at the same time, it also gives you the ability to escape from whatever situation you may have gotten yourself in. If you fail to escape, then you die and you still can't use the emergency exit for another 30 minutes. I get it. Like, the time frame it takes for that ability to cool down makes a lot of sense. Wait. If we go back to time, set, day, as you can see, blindness, your jump speed and boost will disappear at a point. Maybe that's been not put in right. Yeah, because then I don't have it again for a little while. If we go time, set, night time, and then we go to creative mode to grab ourselves a bed. If we, let's say, grab a torch. If we have our bed and then a torch next to the bed, oh my god, yeah, okay. And you can't sleep. So if you knock out the torch, then you can sleep. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so it works exactly how it has been for the entire time. It's like, basically, your health pool is an indication of the timer. It will slowly restore itself over time, but it takes like 30 minutes to restore itself. So any form of torture you place down will cause you to have a blurriness effect as well, which is pretty interesting, which gets rid of your speed and all that. But if you get rid of that, you're pretty good again. Okay, so you weren't... Okay, so that speed and jump boost I had before, that was just leftovers from the fake origin, because it was a perm effect that didn't go away. Lol. But yeah, so as you can see, when you're near light, it's blurry. If you move away from the light, it's quite decent. Good night and have fun. I got exams, so I'm on mass tomorrow, so see you tomorrow, hopefully. Bye-bye, have fun. So you see, light affects your vision a lot. Get rid of it, we can see again. Whoa. Oh yeah, so if we jump around while we're in darkness, your hunger is pretty slow to move. It's still pretty regular speed almost. No, it'd be a fair bit lower. I do want to get myself some foods though. And then... So yeah, if we move around, saturation should be pretty low because cake doesn't give you much saturation. Yeah, that takes a little bit of doing. But if we put it to time... Oh my god. Time, set, day. Oh, there's the second heart coming. We now should consume our hunger a little quicker. Theoretically. Yeah, there it's dropped there. Yep, bar gone. Then another bit. No, not yet. There's it there. Okay, it's not massively different. So we go again. It does seem to be a little faster at day than it is at nighttime. Not massive though, so yeah. We scroll for a little bit. Where's the next one? Aqua Infinity. You may break blocks underwater as others do on land. I mean, we all know this ability by now. It just lets you do this. Break at normal speeds, not hindered by water. Actually, what about floating? No, you're not hindered by floating either. Nice. Also, about to drown with a fishing rod. Buzz off. Boom. Boom. Charm Dance. You can make nearby entities swoon over you by letting out an enchanting dance, or looking so cute that it lowers others' defense and increases yours. Spam Sneak to dance. Wait, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's hilarious. The drown wants some food and saw 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. That's hilarious. I love that. There it is. There's sticky keys. Turn off the shortcut. I don't want the shortcut. Go away. Yeah, you can just spam shift. Oh, yeah. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. Ooh la la la. This is so dumb. Hey, zombies are coming. That's so funny. I love that ability. Oh. No, go away. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Bonk. 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 Leave me alone. This is rude. You're mean. Get out of here. Base zombie. The zombie just came in, one tapped me and said, "Nah, fam. You're good. Leave me alone. I'm only an axolotl." Next ability. Water dependencies. Your skin loses moisture over time. Running low on moisture causes you to walk slower, take more damage, and lose more hunger. Certain actions or environments will cause you to gain or lose more moisture. When you have completely run out of moisture, you'll begin to die. This is what I mean by the axolotl takes what the 𝓼𝓼 has, but makes slight adjustments and make it so that you're more survivable on land. Basically, this blue bar that's above your hunger bar is your moisture meter. The longer you're outside of land, it will slowly decrease. But if we, let's say, go to some form of desert biome, give it like 5 minutes to find one, there it is. We go over to a desert biome, watch me be in the world, yep, there it is. As you can see, the moisture bar is now decreasing at a faster rate than what it was before. You can avoid this issue by water bucket. As you can see, whilst you're in water, it increases your moisture or slowly pauses it. The moment you leave the moisture, it starts to decrease again. This is what you have instead of drowning in the air. You just have a moisture bar that will slowly decrease or change based upon the last time you were in water and how long you have been out of water. This means that you can make trips to the end dimension and stuff like that for a good period of time, but you've just got to be very aware of your lacked ability of, well, not being outside of water for long. Because it's a very interesting trade-off instead. Relief. You know how it feels really good to step into a fully air-conditioned room when it's scorching outside? You, as an axolotl, moistened when dry is basically like that, meaning that you'll swim faster and see better underwater when your moisture is below max. That's an also very interesting trade-off. Isn't there an ocean here somewhere? There it is. So if we come over here, as you can see, our moisture is below max. We go on any fear. You now swim at a faster speed, and as you can see, your vision is pretty much improved. But as your moisture bar gets back to max, you will lose these effects, and you won't be able to see too well underwater, and your speed will be back to normal. Which is honestly really cool, to be completely honest. Because it's an origin that encourages you to be in the water for periods of time, but at the same time, you don't want to be always in the water. As you can see, now we've got a full moisture bar, our vision is gone, and our swimming speed is back to normal. So you're ultimately encouraged to spend a decent amount of time outside of water so your moisture bar can decrease. But at the same time, it's a balancing act because as your moisture bar decreases, you're more vulnerable to attacks, and your hunger decreases at a faster rate. So it's a very interesting, like, mixed effect that you've got to be more aware of how you play. And then carnivore. Your diet is restricted to meat, and you cannot eat vegetables. This is self-explanatory, it's the normal. You can only eat meat. Golden apples and all other vegetable types are gone, except for cake. You can still eat cake, because of course you can eat cake. Oh boy. My throat is completely dried out. That's unfortunate. I'm hungry now and thirsty. Well, get some liquid. Rehydrate yourself, my friend. Hydration is the key of life. It is very important. I can't, and I don't have any cash. I'm out in public. This is why you bring a water bottle with you. Yeah, my throat's slowly drying out. Good lord. Anyway. Next origin. Now, we move on to our next boy. We go to the Orb of Origin. We now pick the next origin. The next origin, we next have the Shriekling origin. This is an origin created by the user known as 𝓼𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 in the Discord server. Yeah, 𝓼𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 has a Q instead of an A, which is yeah. This is a 3-impact origin. Rare beings that are known as the Warden's minions. Shrieklings are ancient species that harness the powers of the... Rare beings that are known as Warden minions. Shrieklings are ancient species that harness the Warden's power and only known from rumors and myths. Good God, I can't speak English. Don't strain yourself. It's fine. It's literally like all that laughter and all that stuff from the Faker origin has kind of whacked me a little. I'm glad you had fun. Your first ability is Ancient City. The Ancient City is where your home. You naturally spawned there. So, now we do the fun part. Die, break the bed, and die again. And here we are. We are now in an ancient city, boys. So how's it feel to be back in the home of the warden? Hello, Zyquin. How you going? How you going? That does actual. Okay. So you don't activate things. So yeah, you spawn in the ancient city by default with this origin. Pretty cool. Good, how about you? Yeah, I'm doing good. Having a good stream so far. You know, it's been pretty peachy, you know? Rage. Press G to call upon your warden's instincts, boosting your strength and speed in a frenzy of rage. Wait, what? Oh, you get... Whoa! Whoa, we... Speed 3, strength 3, and it's gone. Okay, so you have haste 3, regeneration, and night vision by default. So, wait for that to cool down, and then we press the ability again, and we figure out what exactly you just got given. We press it, and now you get speed 3, strength 3, glowing 2, resistance 3. So you're tanky, you do a lot more damage, and you have a lot of speed. But at the same time, you also now glow, which means that, well, you're a bit easier to spot if you're hiding. I just step back in and see this bull honkery again. I know, right? Bump, 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 be-dump, dump, bump, bump. Yeah, it's like 15 seconds you get it. It's very, very short. It's like really good for a burst of things. Imagine this one shot to the faker. No, wouldn't happen. Like what? If we get ourselves a husk here. Like what? Yeah, you still do barely any damage normally. You can... you don't deal as much damage as the Faker does, so you'd probably lose to it pretty quickly. I mean, stuff like Sharpness 5 never acts. Cheats apply. Oh my god. It's possible, but the Faker may quickly outdo you because you might not be able to do enough damage in a quick enough succession with this origin for the Faker. Anyway. Sonic Blast. Send out a Sonic Blast which passes through walls and deals a fair amount of damage. Hitting a mob will make them glow for a while and give you a temporary speed boost. Active ability with Fly. So we got the husk there. Went boing. Oh. That's cool. And was that speed 4 you get for a brief period of time? Yeah, it's speed 4 you get. I need to see, does this, how much damage does this deal? If we press it again. Does 8 damage to it. That's fun. Imagine an AoE version of that. Damn, we'd be running for the heals. I mean... if all the zombies would line up... Actually, I got an easy way of doing that. Come on. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, that only hits one. That did nothing. Okay, so it looks like we'll only actually hit one mob by the looks of it. I'll have to try again. Well, that's right, there's a bunch of stuff down here. If I just put him in a hole and then bonk. Yeah, it only hits one. Because I put them all in this little hole here. And press it again. Yeah, it still only hits one mob, which is, I'd say it's pretty good it does that, because that would probably be pretty bad if it could hit if it was an AoE attack. Specialize. You can mine blocks faster when underground. Wait, what? You know, it would help if I just go to survival mode with a pickaxe instead of trying to... Oh yeah, you got haste 3. You just got haste 3 permanently. Which is pretty useful to say the least. Like, that's pretty powerful on the ground. Because, I mean, you only really have a need for haste when you're underground, except for the instances when you're trying to dig a hole that has a surface light. That's interesting. Plan on doing speed specialized origins? Oh. Whew. I don't know, I kind of just do whatever origin floats my boat in the day. Oh yeah, that's a lie, kind of. I don't know. I just do whatever origins that interest me. I don't really specialize into any style particularly. It's just I do what I do. Just wanted to know. Fair enough. Echolocate. Your main methods of sensing threats is by focusing and sneaking, listening out for signs of danger. Oh, if you sneak, all mobs in a pretty close vicinity to you will glow, which is pretty powerful. Gives you pretty good vision of a lot of things around you. Very useful. Is everyone else dead now? It's quite possible. It's quite possible. Gentle hands. You've mastered the ways of handling skulk objects, allowing you to mine skulk sensors and skulk blocks when sneaking as if you had silk touch. Okay. So if I go down here. Oh yeah. You can just silk touch. That's cool. That's pretty cool. I'm still here. Me, whistles, same. Yeah, everyone's just not chatting right now. Fair enough. Food. You can't eat food. Good thing you don't need to. Oh yeah, you don't eat food. Yeah, because that's not burning your hunger at all. So yeah, you still got full hunger, and your health just slowly regens back up. Pretty interesting. This is my podcast for tonight. Fair enough. Lifesteal. You don't naturally regenerate health, so one way to receive it is by killing mobs and stealing theirs. Yeah, you just have permanent regen when you're underground. So yeah. Oh yeah, you get some health back whenever you kill a mob. It's like a string when you have to loot the moment you spawn in. Imagine an origin that uses the power of Homeland with the weakness of the Endirian and Merlin. That'd be something. But if you activate the Warden, it's GG's. I don't know if this origin will activate the Warden pretty easily. Guess we'll find out. I'll go test that after this. Friends, Your wounds will also get healed whenever you're standing near Skulk senses. That's why I have the regeneration effect. If I go up away from Skulk senses, 4, 3, 2... No, I'm still close enough to things. It's far enough away. 4, 3, 2, 4. Over here far enough then. 2, 4, 3, 2, 4. No, I'm still close enough. I don't know how far the distance is. Maybe it's like surface and you can't use it anymore. Either way, pretty intriguing. Go up! Shh. One. Yeah, if you just go up high enough. It's a pretty big distance. Go up. It's a city of senses. Shut. Shush. Shush. Skulk body. Your body is composed of skulk, making it a lot more easy to get damage. Meaning you just have 8 hearts. That's all that means. You have 8 hearts instead of the usual 10. Oh god. You've been a smooth brain, mate. Hey, that's why you guys watch me, because I'm an idiot trying to showcase complicated things. I need to stop laughing. God. Oh, cave vision. Due to being so used to dark caves, you have permanent night vision and are immune to the darkness effect. Yeah, you can see the permanent effect. And if we try to give ourselves the darkness effect for 50 seconds of 1, it literally does nothing. Like, the effect has not hurt us in any way, shape, or form. Cue a certain Squidward gif. Bum bum bum. Oh my god, I skipped a few abilities there. LMAO. Day weakness. The bright rays of the sun make you feel weak. So if we go up to the surface real quick. Why do I have the sudden urge to slap someone with a faker? Because the faker is funny. The faker origin is the big funny. So if we go up to the surface, show everything. Today, maybe it just means you're more vulnerable to damage when you're up here, like the other origin did earlier. Either way, it doesn't seem to do too much aside from get rid of all your abilities. Oh, there it is. There's a weakness effect that literally just kicked in as I did that. That took so long, but there it is. There's the ability there. You can see it in the corner. It affected me. That's hilarious. Anyway, back now underground. We've got our night vision back. Sleepless. Shrinkings can't sleep. You wish you could. Does that also mean you can't use beds to set a respawn? That's the more interesting one. I wish I could sleep like everyone else. That probably won't do anything with your spawn, will it? Because time set midnight. Yeah, you can't set your spawn here either. Which is pretty interesting. Unwieldy! Oh. The way your hands are formed provide no way of holding a shield upright. I mean, you just can't use a shield. I don't need to really take the time to explain that one, to be honest. Familiar. The warden is your guardian. Therefore, it will not attack you. Also, skulk senses will not detect vibrations from you. And that is correct. Until you walk on top of them. If you walk on top of them, then they'll sense you. So let's just... That's another one. We won't summon a warden yet. Not yet. And mini warden. You're a block and a half tall. So yeah, you're a little bit shorter? I don't know. That one should be the one to summon him. There he is. Hey, buddy old pal, buddy old pal, buddy old pal. How you going, buddy old pal, buddy old pal, buddy old pal? How you going? How's your day? Yeah, he just won't hit you. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. This is literally the perfect origin if you want to live in the ancient cities. Because the warden don't care. He just exists. He's chill. Warden likes you. Warden's your friend. Friend, not foe. Bye, buddy. But yeah, that is the first round of Origins for the month. This was only 4 out of the total 10. I would have streamed for a little bit longer, but my voice is kind of starting to go. My throat hurts a lot. Sorry. But that was a fun stream. Did you guys enjoy it? Because I know I did, especially with the fake Origin. That was some shenanigans. Shriekling an automatic base and base protector. Damn. Yeah, I know, right? The Shriekling gets a free base and then someone to protect his loot. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy the stream, make sure to hit the like button down below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But until next time, guys, I've been 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, and bye-bye!